Yo, 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 it's your girl DJ Baby Blue Diamond.
It's your boy D, a.k.a. Mr. Live at 5 himself.
Fella, man.
And we are the
Where You Ass Podcast, bitch.
Back. Back. Get it. Get it. Get it. You know I'm a boss if you checking facts. You know I've been on since the Cabbage Patch. If your music don't hit, then don't send me that. And my only rebuttal is where you ask. You know I'm a boss if you checking facts. You know I've been on since the Cabbage Patch. And if your music don't hit, then don't send me that. And my only rebuttal is where you ask. Okay, this episode, oh my God. This episode is sponsored by SayTownHipHop.com. Make sure you go ahead and check them out, SayTownHipHop.com. Any artists, if you want your song on their playlist for the week, all you have to do is just add your song to the playlist. Easy breezy, add your song to the playlist. It's a random push of the shuffle button, and that's how you get the playlist for the week. So you can add 1 song, 10 songs, 50 songs, 1,000 songs. My song's not even on the playlist yet. You add it. I'm slacking. But SayTownHipHop.com. Make sure you go ahead and check them out. Instagram and Spotify.
Hey, before we start, me and Blue was on our way back from the podcast one night, and the dude doing a music review was on, and I had submitted KG's song on it a couple of like a month or two ago, and I showed her the reaction, so she was like, I wonder what he'll say about my song. So we sent her, you sent the song or whatever, and she got a good reaction from it. I told her, I said, why you don't play it on the podcast? Like, get your spins in. And
you know why I don't play it? Because that second verse.
But the second verse ain't bad though. It's a good second verse.
It really is. I give him credit for that.
I guess you
gotta let that go.
I did. That's why I don't play it. I let it go. Literally.
Yeah, but not.
Like,
I
literally
it's talking about
not
that.
I literally
let
it
like
go.
that past personal situation. You're allowing that to affect your business.
Your song. That
which
should be the song.
Which is your business. Like,
yeah.
Why would you do that?
True.
Could have a million spins right now.
Could have. Hey, look at Taylor Swift. Made a whole career
out of bashing niggas.
Of bashing her ex-boyfriends and whole albums.
Yeah.
You think she'll do that to Kelsey?
Yes.
Man. Watch out if your boyfriend's like Taylor Swift, man.
Oh man. Hey,
that's
an interesting little relationship thing going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, like during a football game, they just pan to her. Like,
well, before we get into any topics, we're gonna introduce our guest of the night. It's been a long time coming because you know the weather. Yeah. Mr. D Jones from If This Mic Could Talk, not Can't Talk. Get it right. If This Mic Could Talk. D Jones, a.k.a. Mr.
Well, all right.
I knew he was going to say that.
A.k.a.
Mr. Talk a Lot.
Pleasure hanging out with y'all, so thank y'all.
You have any more a.k.a.s?
I have a few. A.k.a. the Designated Caster, a.k.a. the Alien in the Room, a.k.a. the Atmosphere Changer, a.k.a. King of the Purple Button, a.k.a. the Professional Shower Taker, a.k.a. a mic is only a mic until I speak on it, a.k.a. Mr. Put That Shit On.
Wow.
What is those? They're not called AKAs, but what are they called? Like, what are they called?
Also known as? That's what it's
called.
No,
like Zero.
Known also as.
No, Zero.
You talking about like an acronym?
It's something with a. It starts with an M or something like that.
Monica.
I guess that is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Because Zero got Rotha.
Yeah.
Rotha Vandross, and I think that's what they call.
What's that one comedian that's always changing his name every time he's on the Black Deaf Comedy Jam? I can't think of his name. It's kind of chubby, and he always changes his name every time they do food reviews. Dude? Yeah, you know, with him, Kev, and all them, they do food reviews, and he's always changing his name. I can't think of his name. It'll come to my head. But
All Def Jam.
All Def Jam. That's what I'm talking about. All Def Jam. And you know they do the food reviews, like what's the best cereal, and he's always changing his name. He's like, new name alert.
Big Baby.
No, not
he
Big
got the
Baby.
dreads?
No.
No, I don't know.
It'll come to my head. But we're here with another episode of the Where You Ask podcast. We got a lot of dope topics. I'm going to have my fellas take over the topic because they come up with the topic tonight. I'm going to sit back and just give my 2 cents in because that's just what I do. But for people who don't know what you do, you say you're podcasting. What else do you do? How can people check you out? How can people tune in? How can people be a guest?
Yeah, so I
All the good
have
stuff.
a podcast. I'm doing a few episodes.
300. You said 300. What?
388.
388.
But check me out live on YouTube every Sunday and Wednesday. I'm also on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts app, Spreaker, Breaker, all of those. Just trying to make it my dream into a reality. I always take the word dream and I always associate it with being asleep. So I'm definitely wide awake now, making that into a reality for myself. So, and definitely just it's me. It's only me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been where y'all are, where it was more than just me on the show, and since it's just me now, it's all the hats I wear, and so I take pride in it for sure.
Is it more work?
It's the same work because I was doing all the hats
still
before.
doing it.
Oh yeah, we were just saying that. Yeah.
But I mean, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Because I had somebody who I knew since I was in 7th grade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the chemistry was very organic, bouncing off each other. It was we could walk into a venue and just take over really quickly just by our chemistry. But I mean, life happens, things people leave for personal reasons, and just gotta move forward. I mean, it's a passion of mine. I couldn't stop, and we talked about it, so he knows that. But I mean, it's definitely different now. You know what I'm saying? Every show now I have 2 guests and I have a special guest co-host.
Right.
I'm now preparing for 3 guests and me.
Yeah, I remember you had hit me up to be on there, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, same.
I had because I told him hit Travis up because
Yeah.
I had got out of work. I hadn't been asleep when I did go to sleep, and I woke up. I seen he had texted me, and I was like, "Ooh, that's gonna be a struggle."
I want to get hit up to do the icebreakers that I win and still get no alcohol in the story. 2 bottles.
Hey, no,
bottles.
We can't knock him for it because we did that too.
2 bottles in the missing.
We did that to Elena and
That's different. They paid for a bottle. I won a bottle. That's different. But anyway,
I'm gonna get you a bottle. I promise you. It's all the hats I'm wearing. I forget to change it.
No, it's all good. We get it. You're a busy person. You're also an educator. I know a lot of people don't
educator.
know that. How's the school you're going?
Huh?
How's the school you're going?
Yeah, it's going. We average 1 to 2 fights per week in my grade alone. Had a fight yesterday. Very crazy. But I think we had 21 fights this year, and we just got into 2nd semester in my grade alone. So, 8th grade is definitely. I always tell people all the time. In my opinion, I've done all 3 levels. I think middle school is the hardest by far.
You did high school too?
Yeah, I've done high school, elementary, and middle. The way I break it down, I think elementary, all they do is tell and cry all day.
Yeah,
that's annoying to me.
High school, they get over it.
High school, they're too self-sufficient. Most kids, when they get to high school, what they are is what they're gonna be. You can't really mold them anymore. That's just what they're gonna be. Usually that change comes when they've gotten grown and reality hits. You know what I'm saying? But
college,
in those 4 years, that's what they're gonna be. Middle school, that's when all the puberty happens, the hormones for girls, all that. Shit.
Oh yeah.
So they smelling themselves, feeling themselves. You smelling them. It's a lot going on with the kids.
Trust me, I know. I smell them at 5th grade.
Totally different beast.
Man,
I can definitely attest to that. I haven't been in the traditional school setting as far as my background, but more of the volunteer and then after school care from infant all the way up to 17, 18. Mm-hmm. And I can attest to that when I was working in the youth and the teen centers.
Oh yeah,
where they call school age, and then youth or whatever. They would the type of the type of drama that has progressed in these grades.
Oh yeah,
over the years, and the progression of everything that we dealt with, it's maxed out now.
You think it's because of the phones and stuff?
Social media, of course.
Well, yeah, because when we was coming up, cell phones, especially when elementary, junior high, stuff like that didn't really start happening until about high school, college, depending on how old you are.
Yeah, I think my first one was 7th, 8th grade. The Nokia.
When you graduate?
03.
That's the same year as me. Yeah, I mean,
freshman year is when I got my first cell phone.
Get a job and get my own.
But the Nokias came with minutes, so those motherfuckers go quick.
Yeah,
everything is count. A period, anything.
Messages. I remember people had I got 200 texts.
Yeah.
Like
That was
text
before
like
Sprint
certain-
came out with the after 7, free after 7.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, nigga, don't talk to me until after 7.
Yeah.
I had a flip phone. Only got it if I stayed after school. If not, my mom kept it. Emergencies only.
It's
Freshman
crazy
year.
when you think about it too, because like the way technology and society has changed and evolved, especially in 2024. Like people spend $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for a phone. There's only two things they care about doing on the phone: taking pictures and texting.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about anything else. So all these features, these phones be coming out with all these commercials, like those features don't even get used. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go get their new phone, download all the social media apps, put their accounts on them, go on social media, they writing, making videos, taking pictures to post them on the social media accounts, or they just texting all day. Nobody even having phone conversations no more. I guess
The only
it's just that. The only
voicemails.
thing- That's, I'm saying that's all they care
Now,
about.
voicemails is obsolete.
I saw a video where this guy, I don't know where he worked at, but I guess he mentors the younger people in the job. And they're like, how can I do better as a mentor? And the younger guy was like, every time you put a period at the end of your sentences, I make it feel like you're talking down to me.
What?
That's what the younger guy said. I guess, he's probably that Gen Z.
Well, like now
And
you go out somewhere, you be in Walmart, see a girl buying Iron Kids bread, be like, hey, excuse me, how you doing? Hey, can I, what's your name? Brenda? Hey, I'm Mark. Can I, maybe take you out, get a bite to eat sometime? Can I call you sometime? What's your snap? You got
Oh,
IG?
yeah.
Like these grown folk, 30,
Yeah.
40 years old, asking you for what's your snap? Like,
Yeah.
huh? I ain't gonna lie, with me, I just walk the other way. Like I'm grown. We're not
I haven't been in the dating scene in 19 years. What if somebody was to say, "What's your IG" or something like that? Yeah, that's to me. That's
I mean, me either.
That's not
But,
because
like,
we're not
I've
having
been
an
there,
adult
though.
conversation at that time.
Yeah, I've been there though. I'm saying walk up to somebody, I'm saying, and she'd be like, "Oh, you can get my snap." I'm just like, it's weird to me. I'm super grown, 3 times 7 and something. Like, why we? Don't say why we're about snaps. That's weird. Like, I don't
And then
have
that
snap
new-
notifications on.
The new iPhone 18 update that's supposed to be coming out soon. Have you
That's
seen
crazy.
that?
I'm not. That's a real thing.
Someone
No, I
said
haven't seen
that whoever created that update has been cheated on a lot
Mm-hmm.
with that new update. I don't know if you've seen it, have you heard about it, but
The rumors of what the iOS 18 gonna do is gonna change.
crazy. So one, you can check to see how many times someone has checked your locations if you share with that. You can see what someone has your name saved as.
That's crazy.
So if I don't have you as Travis or T1, let's say I have you as Ugly Dude, you're gonna see that it's saved as Ugly Dude.
If you have an iPhone,
Have y'all
you see
seen that skit?
If we like
seen that skit?
FaceTiming, it's gonna
Y'all seen that? Skit
Oh yeah,
where-
I've seen
where they
that
do
with the names on it.
He's like, "Give me your phone." He said, "Hey, call my phone." He called. He said,
fat nigga.
"Yeah,
Like that.
Is that what you think of me?" Nah, but yeah, man, you is kind of fat though. It was a whole like.
FaceTime.
If you FaceTiming and I'm scrolling on Facebook, it's gonna let you know that I'm scrolling instead of listening to our conversation. That's stupid. And the major thing that a lot of people don't like is, like, I know people have their read receipts on. I do. I want you to know that I would open up your message and then respond. But if I open up these message today and then like 2 days later say, "Oh man, I just saw your message," iPhone's gonna be like, "Nah, she saw your message 3 days ago at this time.
That's crazy.
She saw your message July
You do
10th
realize you
at
can
2
turn all
p.m.
that off, right?
You can, I know,
Okay.
but
Some
So
people
why-
don't
I don't know
though.
why-
But to
but-
his points, people don't know.
But also too in relationships, like your girl gonna be like, I need all the stuff on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna listen? Valentine's Day 2025 is gonna be crazy. Folks gonna be single for real. There's gonna be speed dating avenues everywhere because all this stuff with the phone tell all your business. Like, you can't even have a life outside of the relationship no more. Period. With your name,
like, unless
saved
you're
as.
checking up on your kids, you should not really be checking on someone's location like 50 times a day.
It's been a whole year and you saved as Brenda and she mad because don't say babe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, because that's gonna
it's a
happen.
lot,
That's
bro.
definitely gonna happen.
It's definitely gonna happen. It's gonna
Right.
be hot as
Like the
fuck.
top 5 when that came out. Was it the top 5, right?
Yeah,
On
on
top
MySpace.
Top 5.
Oh.
Like, I'm not in your top 5. Nah.
Yeah.
It was either
Tell
you or
my
grandma.
mama, my daddy, my
Either
brother,
you or
my sister,
grandma.
my grandma. That's 5. Like,
Nah,
it's gonna be weird, man. I don't get it, but
You might have to go back to Android.
I'm gonna just do the drive to turn all that shit off. Like, that's what I'm saying. Get the phone.
Yeah, most stuff.
Or honestly, I'm just gonna stay at iOS like 17.
I haven't did
I
an
don't have to
update
go
yet.
to that 18.
Oh yeah.
But your phone start dysfunctioning.
That's fine.
They're gonna
It
start
takes a
spazzing
minute,
out.
though.
It takes a minute, but it's eventually it starts spazzing out where you eventually have to upgrade to
It
the.
be glitching. I just can't do it no more.
You're gonna call D Jones and be like, "Hey, get in and out, in and out."
So some of these topics, me and Travis kind of talked about one of these already, but we didn't get to get all the way in it because we got kids and they don't give a fuck about us talking. But
I can't relate. I don't know how that
Bronny be
feels.
on one. I swear, Bronny and Ari, when we started talking, Bronny and Ari turned up.
Ari is quiet. Ari just nosy. His son is just sitting there nosy.
Oh, no, he
His
gonna
son
have-
makes noises. His son back there wilding out.
he'd be like, man.
Nah, like that's why on my IG story I shared on that dude doing all them like tricks and stuff, like flipping everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That's why I was like, those that met my son tell me I'm lying. Like, yeah, that's some accurate. If you've ever been on the phone with me, FaceTime or otherwise,
that's his son in the background.
Yeah,
in the car,
I have a co-host.
You gonna randomly hear, sit down, sit your butt down. I told you get off that.
Yeah.
I told you.
Earlier he was on them drums hard. I said, what is that? Is that a drum set? He was like, yeah, with drums. I said, oh,
and you agreed to it?
Oh yeah.
You agreed to that?
No, I got the Shauna drum set too before, so I know, man. They got to get the energy out some kind of way.
Silly decision. It was a silly.
Was your daughter very quiet growing up, or was she?
My daughter, I be thinking she in the house, like for real.
Well, now I'm talking about even growing up.
She's younger, like 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh shoot, Lyric, you hungry? Like you know what I'm saying? Like she sat there for.
No, my daughter is fairly quiet too.
Yeah, I can see that your daughter. Yeah,
she's really
just like me. Like
room.
my daughter, she's like literally the female version of me. Like we're self entertainers, so like I don't need people or things around to be entertained. I can find a way to entertain myself. You know what I'm saying? She's just like that. Like she'll go off and do her own thing, and you know what I'm saying? She's just kind of like when she needs something from me, that's when she come around. But she's very just self-sufficient.
All right, well, for this first topic, man, we got 4 of them. We're gonna try to get to all 4 of them. But so the first one I got is this one probably won't take as long. Who would survive longer if the other sex didn't exist? Like right now, if all the women disappeared, how long you think will men survive longer without women versus will women survive longer without men?
I mean, I have my answer now already.
I heard a woman answer this, and she was like, women within 10 days, women will implode. Like that, it will happen that quick because they'll kill themselves trying to build shit. It's like
the cattiness.
Her thing was the infrastructure of the world was built by men. The buildings, the designs, the tech, and all that.
Good point.
If we're not here, who's gonna keep up with that? Like she was like within 10 days, like gas, like who's transporting gas from here to here? And with men mostly, I said, in my opinion, the value you have, you gotta bring that to the table, because one thing about men is they gonna weed the weak out. If you ain't got no value to bring to the tribe or whatever, you gonna. So it's gonna be a tribe of weak ass dudes somewhere in the Midwest or something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I think men would survive longer, and that's not. I'm not trying to be sexist.
I definitely agree with that, and here's why. And I never thought about that, and never really had an example of that until I went through basic training. In basic they separate. They separate us. You know, all male flight, all female flight, but we always do stuff together.
Right.
So what happens is we as men, when stuff shocks our system in that particular, like on that level, like when we get to a certain age, we are not really programmed to deal with yelling past a certain point. You feel what I'm saying? Like we respect your position, but man, you're not finna talk to me.
Yell at me, so
you ain't finna talk to me like that. Like we're like that. So women are made to be subservient. The makeup. That's the makeup of women are built to follow.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So following directions is not the issue for them. It takes a little bit for men to be like, okay, to get it in their mind that this is what's going on for the duration of however it gotta last. It'll take it took us maybe about what, like 3.5 weeks, and every day my MTI would get us in the day room, all 50 of us, and was like, listen, y'all y'all, y'all are coming along. Like y'all are coming along. He was like, because this is what's gonna because this is what's been happening, and I'm gonna tell you, because y'all gonna start noticing in the next couple of days. And he had it to it. He had it like clockwork. He was like, "Say, you know how y'all been struggling the past few weeks, first few weeks?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's all about to change in a couple of days." Like, what you mean? It never fails that female flights, they start off hot. The
with the
dorms are spotless, uniform is crisp, all of that. It's looking like they just clicking on all cylinders right out the gate until the first period, until the first cycle.
Oh, okay.
When all of them get to sinking,
yeah,
energy, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about it. I never thought about
transferable
that as far as,
energy.
like boot camp or anything. I never thought about that.
You know what I'm saying? Transferable energy. They start to implode. Now that structure that y'all set up starts falling apart, starts dissolving, going out the window.
And then the men get stronger. That makes sense.
I seen it happen.
So I actually totally disagree. I made really, really good valid points, but
so you think women will survive longer?
Yeah, not even necessarily just the infrastructure and the temperaments, but also with like, I'm thinking even with like sexually, like men get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Then if it's only men, like women, like it's celebrated now for women to be with other women. You know what I'm saying? Men are just naturally programmed to like, nah, most of the men gonna be like, that's not happening. So then it's gonna be an issue. I think also women.
Well, gay men is included in this.
I mean, that's fine, but everybody ain't gay. But I mean, but I also think too, it's easier to get a woman to divulge into that world than it is for a straight man to.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you have a whole colony of gay men, and they're like, hey, come over here, fellas. Like the guys gonna be like, man, go on with all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But the women be like, I'm gonna go try it tonight, girl. She's gonna go over there and try it. You know what I'm saying? But also with the women, like they're natural nurturers. They're better at cleaning most times. So like you were saying with the military, like they gonna figure out. And you always have those women who are like naturally motherly. So the ones who get out of line gonna get brought back to Earth, out of orbit. Like, hey, they get this shit in line. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna figure it out longer. I think they're also ones. Women are more natural with like making sure their health is on par. Men struggle with that big time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the women gonna figure out, hey, something off with your body, girl. Let's figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Men gonna just be messing around, be having ingrown toenails getting infected and not even care to go get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's totally different. I think that women will ultimately survive longer for those reasons. I think men gonna struggle. It's gonna be an issue.
So
how they gonna? I'm just like, where's this food coming from?
Yeah, for sex and health.
That's what I'm.
So for sex and health and being nerd.
I think if men is in survival mode, boot camp. That's a.
I understand like you can't.
Too, as far as a certain while, like that's just not like after a while, sex is not gonna matter.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
As you progress in age, like ask anybody that's been married 40, 50 years and ask them like do they care about fucking? They don't.
But at the same time, though, like
they get it. They get
it. I think the 3 men in the room, we in our 30s, right? 30, right?
Yeah.
So they say for men between 30 and like 50, 55 is like your prime. If we were in a world right now where it was just men, like we're in our prime, so we're literally craving it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think because it's available though.
But even if it ain't available, you craving it. Imagine when you
I would say
like you trying to find something to get. You know what I'm saying? You craving it. But I mean, I think not even just with sex with women. I think that again, just overall, like I think there are some. You have so many women now who are like, I don't necessarily always agree, but you have so many women who are just like, I can do whatever a man can. So there's gonna be some women who have been taught by their daddies and uncles how to fish. There are gonna be some women out there who know how to, build a tent. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some women who might have been in Girl Scouts and remember that shit, how to tie knots and do it. There's gonna be some women who can get those same things done. Plus the other things I said, I think they would be the ones who survive. You know what I'm saying? I think if it comes down to like one word, like one phrase, driving yourself crazy, I think the men would drive themselves crazy before the women did. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
I think a lot of men, it's a certain type of man that will crave themselves to death. And those are the ones that consider themselves alpha men, because they are the ones that hunt. they always hunting for the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So them the ones is gonna more than likely be like, you know what, this dude, you know, at some point he probably gonna go over there to the gay tribe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You better not say nothing. I think the other men that's more focused on you know, accomplishments and survival. I think those men will. I think those. I'm looking at like let's say a 10-year period.
Yeah.
I think after 10 years, men will have colonies established, functioning communities, all those things. I think in 10 years, like Travis said, in boot camp, the first cycle, the second cycle, the third cycle, you know,
At some point, folks start clicking up.
cattiness, what you were saying,
Oh, yeah.
like the cattiness,
Yeah,
like
the
you know what I'm
cattiness.
saying. I think.
My point right there. Go ahead.
Huh?
I just listened to another. I prove my point. But go ahead. Finish.
Oh, okay.
I can find something to prove my point.
Nah,
Like, what that
that's
mean? Read it.
yeah, I want to
Like,
hear.
You ain't gonna about to pull that information. Oh, yeah, to prove my point.
He got an ammo.
To support my point, I was going to say too. Like I was also thinking about like the mental aspect. You said 10 years, so 10 years.
Yeah.
I was thinking that men would get more mentally warped than women. And I was looking up like mental disorders like ADHD. It's 3 times more common in males than it is females. So males would be going crazy trying to figure out what's going on, what's the next move. Women would just be calm and not over exerting their energy trying to figure out. They would just be like, it's gonna work itself out. I think men would drive themselves crazy. Like I said, drive themselves crazy more than women would. But yeah, listen, I want to clarify in case y'all can see me on camera. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm full-fledged man. You know what I'm saying? Swing dangling. I just want to make sure you understand that. But just thinking, you know what I'm saying? I do think that the women would outlast us a little bit longer.
Blue, what you think, Blue?
I'm thinking more like I don't know. I'm thinking of generations. Like, of course, the generations before us and our generation right now. I feel like either one could survive without each other.
True indeed. No.
But
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
these new people, these people under us, these little fuckers growing up. Excuse my language. No one's surviving. Male or female by themselves.
Yeah,
They're not surviving. They're not.
I think
They're not.
So,
they won't even. They would have to Google search.
But no,
how to do everything. Like
with
still,
women, look, and that's another thing. Who's running the? That's why I'm trying not to get too into detail because, like I say,
but
you're trying to look up things and all the creations and the inventions and stuff. After 10 years, like
you saying a female can't want it?
Is it something that we got any examples?
Name me one civilization that a female spearheaded that's still standing or has stood. Period. You can't find one.
I think that's also because like the way the world was created, like all the leaders were just always men. It was frowned upon for a woman to even have high position. I mean,
you had some like
okay.
Egypt had women in high positions.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
You know, we still don't have a woman president in the U.S. Like yet. So I'm saying, like, you know,
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
It might not, but I mean, I'm saying, like,
and it's not because of white men.
Not because she's female.
Huh?
You think a female can run it?
Right.
You don't really see a lot of high positions of power with women.
I wouldn't say
like in church. A lot of people still frown upon women being
preaching.
Pastors.
And
I mean,
preaching.
but
like you can go up there and
they can't be
you can go up there and teach the word, but you
Men
can't
didn't
preach
say
the
that.
word. But yeah,
no, women can preach to
like,
women.
Okay.
no, I'm just saying some religions don't believe that. Like we go up straight, we know. I don't know,
like that,
but we know the way we go up.
So like, I feel like some like old school Pentecostals like very like that.
Yeah.
There's a handful of Baptists that don't believe in it, but you know when you get to the more modern day,
as far as like women in the
leadership,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, leadership. I grew up. The first time I really saw it like that though when I moved to Texas when I was 13. So I was like, oh, that's female. I had never seen that. Not that I was really paying attention, looking for it anyway. It was
right.
I ain't really care. I'm a child.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, as I got older, like I started seeing it more and more. But I personally don't have an issue with female leadership in the pulpit. I would go before I go back to what we were just talking about, I'll say this and I'll leave it alone. I would almost not prefer, not prefer necessarily the being the presiding whatever the presiding authority figure over the congregation. It's just the fact that they're in the pulpit, period.
Yeah.
Outside of singing, you know what I'm saying? Outside of singing or being a handmaiden of some sort, you know what I mean? But to go back to the whole civilization thing,
women.
Oh, you know, women and women and men and women who survive.
Yeah.
There's a game show that has been going on.
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
For years now.
Survivor?
Yeah. It's more than that one now. It's a couple of
Big Brother?
According to an article on goldeby.com, it's been 17 seasons of Survivor were won by women, compared to 26 cycles dominated by men. Survivor is a show that literally takes people, men and women, and strip them from everything that they know.
But that's not just how they win, though. You vote people out.
Yeah, yes, but
you can be someone that's weak and not know how to survive in the forest. But if someone don't like you,
the whole point about
but
the whole point about it is, what are they not liking in terms of the game? How you are leading, how you are communicating.
Right. That's why I say men will weed those people out.
You weed that shit out.
I also wanted to point out with the same show that my guy Travis, aka Dial Up, my boy over here, you know what I'm saying, pointed out. Is that in those shows, Survivor, they're there for maybe 6 weeks, you know. And it's a lot different than what you said.
Because there's cameras around.
I think it would be worse in 10 years, though.
But the time is different. You know what I'm saying? In a short span of time.
No, it isn't. It's not. I'm going to tell you why. Because of the example I gave you with basic training. Sure. That's 8 weeks. We found that out in 3.5.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like the time. It's not whether it's the 10-year mark, the 6-week mark, or the 3.5 week mark. I told you about.
They'll break eventually.
There's a breaking point.
Yeah, there's a breaking point, but also too with what you said.
And it ain't a long breaking point. Clearly, it's not even a month.
But like basic training, like I never done it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you for sure. But like that's when you're doing like the extraneous workouts, all that type of stuff every morning, all that stuff. Right? The lifestyle is that extraneous basis.
You are getting.
Like
like they're indoctrinating you with the military culture and the branch of the military culture that you're doing.
So if tomorrow we woke up and it was just men or just women, like that's not how life would be. It wouldn't just be strenuous, sun up to sundown. It would just be trying to figure out how to survive. I think, and that's why I said, like, if it was just what you said, like wake up, we're doing this type of lifestyle, boom, 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 I probably agree with y'all, men. But just overall surviving with all the little intricate parts I said, I think women would have a slight edge over us because again, and I think they stay more calm. And you know what I'm saying, like hostile situations than men do most times. Like for example,
I would think with the surviving thing, I'm kind of because I'm not saying that you're wrong on it, because I won't say they won't survive long. I'm just saying that men would survive longer. You know what I'm saying? I think how many women in the Marines? Is that the hardest that you can get?
No.
As far as
Navy
SEAL?
No. What do you mean?
Like as far as like
getting in,
like you being the hardest branch to get in.
No, the hardest branch to get into is the Air Force.
I mean, like physically, like
like you talking about physically taxing?
Yeah, that's why I said Navy,
the
Navy, like Navy SEAL or something like that. Right?
Yeah, you know.
So that's what I mean by like surviving, because we got with men, we understand it's gonna be war.
I mean, you know, the military in the U.S. 16% only is women. That's what I'm saying. That's only one entity of life. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know. I just used it with as far as like survival goes, because ultimately I believe in military they're gonna teach you because they're gonna teach you how to survive. Those life skills you learn in the military. I say the same thing with sports. You take in your everyday life.
Well, okay, but what about the men again? Like who never went to that, right? Those
are the ones that are gonna get weeded out.
For example, right? For example, me, you, Travis. Have you ever been in the military?
No.
Travis has. I haven't. Right. If we're just taking us three and add 2 more men, that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
We
You
have
been in the
one,
military,
right?
Keith?
No.
We have one who's been in the military. The other ones have not.
Mm-hmm.
2 of those men, whoever, is going to probably have some skills they learned from the men in their family on how to do some things.
Yeah.
But even then, he still has the edge on some other things because he did a different lifestyle than us.
Well, we're
Those
gonna
other
most
men-
likely, if it's us 5,
But the other
with
men,
Travis being having that thing,
Right.
we'll probably be like, you know what,
you
Travis,
take lead on these.
he gonna
things.
take the lead right now.
Right.
And if
But
it's something that he like the Survivor Show, if it's something that we see in him that's given that we think this he not helping us get to where we're going, he gotta go.
Right. So
but
then
that's
what
gonna be
happens now?
like
So
us with
so
us
we just
too.
said right now we agreed. Travis will probably be the leader starting off because he
Right.
has that experience.
Mm-hmm.
But now if we look at him like, oh damn, our leader in red is not getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
Now we really screwed because nobody has the experience he has, and he ain't a good leader.
Mm-hmm.
The other men don't have that experience.
Yeah, but
That's,
we're
because now those other parts again have to come into play. Like, how we gonna figure this shit out? You know what I'm saying? Again,
But I think men will figure it out quicker
that's why I said
than
the
women.
mental part comes in too, because men gonna drive themselves crazy trying to figure that shit out. They gonna
not
start going crazy.
Not necessarily. Women are not the most common species on the planet. They're not. That's the reason why they have longer prison sentences. Look it up. So like I'm not.
And then
really,
those lesbian couples that you mentioned,
like,
there's gonna be a lot of domestic violence up there.
like so to say women to be more calm in stressful situations. In comparison, stressful situations, I don't see infidelity being that much of a stressful situation that'll drive you to go to go destroy somebody's personal property, light it on fire, or with the intention to going to go kill them.
That's a good point. I did look that up. I'm saying it says women are twice as likely to suffer from stress than men. I feel that. Okay, no problem. Good shit. I'm saying, yeah, got me on one point. Got you. Good shit.
Like, come on, man. Like, I'm just.
I think women will survive. I think, like I said, I use the 10-year timetable. You know.
Let me ask you a question real fast before my bad. My question. Just a simple question. Whether it's a man or a woman who stresses, who do you think typically figures out a solution faster, the men or the women?
Single or married?
Period.
Men.
I disagree. I think women are quick term and short term solution people. I think men are long term. And in a situation like that, you got to be quick. You got to figure this shit out now. We can't wait and do this shit 4, 5, 7 days later. We got to figure this shit out right now. That's another reason why I think the women will survive. Every time a situation comes along, the women are going to figure out a solution faster. Think about your own situation where you was like, we got to do this, this, and this. And your woman came in and said, baby, let's just do this, this. And you was like, damn, I ain't think about that. I'm just saying, it just happens. Like, we think about long term. We think about way in the future. That's why men stress when they get in relationships. Our goal, our mindset is to protect and provide. Mm-hmm. We're thinking way down the line. She think about short shit right now. Boom, 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 boom. You go in the pantry and be like, damn, we got nothing in here. She done came in here and made a whole fucking Thanksgiving feast by looking in there in the same pantry you looked in and you said there's nothing to eat. You know what I'm saying? They find solutions faster.
I can see that. I would think men are more solution based than women, but even if they do short term,
I like that.
Even if they do short term solutions, like
I can't hold that. Good point.
Like short term solutions, like you say, if it was a survival climate, you know,
that's more like that's long term.
Yeah, I think a year. If we start off boom in the summertime, I think by wintertime, women gonna be in trouble.
Cause who's going out in a blizzard?
All right, shit. Listen, I almost died last week at 18 degrees. I don't know.
But if you had, I think, like I say, I think women would survive. I think men would survive. I just think men ultimately would survive the longest. Like I think the lifespan of men will outlast the lifespan of a woman. Now, if we was to do 2 islands of the same thing, I think that island of men, even if we do 20 men at a time and 20 women over here and just say, y'all be on this island for 6 months and we'll see how it goes. If we need to come in and rescue y'all, we'll do it.
Let me ask you one more question.
That's a show.
Do you think that, because most men, you think somebody said earlier the alpha word, men look at themselves as that. Right? So it goes back to my terminology where we always have too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Mm-hmm.
So with all these men having an alpha mentality, somebody has to yield to somebody being a leader.
Yeah, and that's where tribal combat comes in.
Right. So then, okay. So now what happens?
Yeah.
Killing each other off.
Nah,
so now
not-
we have less
nah,
hands.
it's-
Like,
No. See, that's when that's the misconception when Five says they got like no, we weed them out, they got to go. No, that means you don't fit this role anymore.
Right.
You
don't benefit the
you
tribe.
don't benefit
So.
you don't benefit the tribe in this capacity. There's another job in the mission for you to perform. We not stupid. We not ain't no. As much as we are as much as we are hard workers, like naturally with our hands and like physical or whatever, we are always trying to think of how to do that smarter.
Work smarter, not harder.
And that's just what it is. Why? Because we got to think about it like that. Because we know, even me and you married, y'all. Everybody's been in a relationship. You in a relationship. You expect. No matter rain, sleet, or snow, however it is, if there is danger on the horizon, you expect your man to handle that.
True.
That's a part of survival.
you know, it's an interesting point you gave, Charles. Again, I had this conversation one time on my podcast. I said, it's crazy because if a person breaks into your house at 3 o'clock in the morning, the woman almost always expects you to get out the bed and go find where the trouble is.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, you're not allowed to sit in the room with her in the bed holding the gun and wait for him to come in the room and blow his brains out. She wants you to go look, which means technically you are sacrificing yourself and may potentially be dead where you can no longer protect her.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm sitting in this bed with you holding this gun and when I'm going to blast his brains out when you walk through the door, I'm still protecting you. I don't have to go looking for trouble and blindly be killed. But women don't receive that way. They want you to go find the trouble. And if you ain't want to go do it, then they'll try to step over you and go do it themselves. But again, thinking smarter, it's not necessarily the best move for us to go do that, but we'll go do that shit and then put ourselves in a worse situation than we were in to begin with.
Definitely. I agree
You know
with that.
that's a scary thought. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a very scary
you
thought.
hear
But we know that.
You know what I'm saying? You hear it, shh, and she, get shit, go. You go around the refrigerator, boom, you in the flow. Now her and the kids screwed. As opposed to, I hear him coming, and as soon as you open that door, boom. You know what I'm saying? Call 911, baby. You know what I'm saying? We Gucci. You know what I'm saying? He invaded our house. Like, I got him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit with a mouse. She don't expect you to go chase the mouse. She wants you to put the trap out.
I don't fuck with mouse.
Y'all go to bed, and in the middle of the night, you hear, oh, he went to get the cheese. He dead. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. She didn't make you go look for the mouse. She just wants you to put some down to catch the mouse.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would never go to danger willfully, though. I think my wife knows that. That should be established on top. Babe, hey, if I hear, please get the kids first, bring them in here. Let's establish, because we in a 2-story, so they got to come upstairs if they really want what they want. Then that's when the shit happens. I wouldn't go downstairs. Well, they have the advantage of seeing me coming downstairs, pop my legs off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then that's where that tactical, that situational awareness is. You got to come up with that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. To his point, I think that should be talked about. Like, you should have an escape plan from your house.
For sure.
All that shit. That shit should kids, everybody should be on the same page. Mm-hmm. When that shit hits the fan, everybody know they role. But a lot of times, D. Jones just said, your woman be like, hey, babe, see what that is. You be like, all right, go down here. Flip flops on, draws. Niggas come in your house.
You ain't putting on no J's and nothing going to say like you still in your house.
You wearing chanclas and all that stuff. Like, out there.
You coming downstairs talking about, hey,
who's out there?
You got a gun. But let's get to the next. Let's get to this next topic. Man.
I didn't think that first topic was gonna be that long. As heated, man. Not heated, but like as it was good conversation.
Speaking of reality TV, question. I saw this on TikTok. I think it was a good question. Do reality TV give black people a negative image in the world, especially black women?
Of course, but it's up to them. They chose to sign up for that. They knew reality ain't real. But yeah, it does.
I don't think a lot of people know how
And
to
giving out that
from that.
and
life.
when those Instagram models and the social media models get that what's it called? I guess you get that shine, or you get that calling, or you get an opportunity to make 1,000K or 1.5 million episode. Of course, they're gonna go for it. But yeah,
my thing is, even if
Bad Girls Club give women Bad Girls Club, basketball wives, love and hip hop.
Are they telling them to act the way that they acting though?
Well,
or is it casted that way?
Not really telling you to act a certain way, but they will put you in positions that you don't like. Because there's a couple people who have done interviews and said, okay, yeah, I'll be casted on the show, but if I don't like Travis or I don't like D, don't put me in the same room. And then what they say, in order for you to stay and get your money, you have to go to that party that Travis and D is going to be at. And then that's when it starts to elevate. Or they bring up stuff that happened like months ago and they make it resurface. Oh, okay, so I found out that there's a rumor that D might potentially have a baby. Let's go search for this potential baby and then bring them onto the cast without you knowing. And the next thing you know, they show up with that storyline.
They will put you in a compromised position.
Because sometimes they won't even tell you.
Especially if they know your demeanor and like how you're prone to react to certain situations where you feel violated or disrespected. Yeah, like they'll.
Cause ain't that what was that? When you talking about the Bad Girls Club?
Bad Girls
ain't
Club.
that the one with Blueface baby mom
and Nally Nunn and all them? Yeah, but sometimes they won't even tell you what situations. You might think, okay, I signed on another year to be on this show, and then they won't even say, D, by the way, we're gonna bring in your ex baby mama. They're not gonna say that. They're just gonna say, you know what? Here she is. Knowing y'all got beef, knowing you're not cool. Oh, you want to do a custody battle? Let's broadcast this on TV.
With that happening, you think people that's watching this automatically assume that's how Black women act for the most
part? Especially people, you know.
I'll say this. Palm side, I got you. I'll say this. I've always said this. I think for men, women, a lot of women don't understand that once you take a man's dignity, he'll never respect you, right? And so, like, which means the days are numbered for y'all to even be dealing with each other. A lot of times on these shows, like, these women are disrespecting men, right? And so there's consumers watching these shows, which again is making these men not respect these women. And so like now we're in a real world where I see you, where they said cut, you know what I'm saying? Now you out in the real world, I'm not respecting you because I saw how you disrespected this man. He looked like me. And so now we have a whole genre of, you know, a whole specimen of human who's not respecting the other based on how they presented themselves. And I think that unfortunately, especially in Black culture, exposure is the new money.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
And so everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I always say this too, like, shout out to her, Cardi B, but like, she's one of the artists who had like the perfect
one of the few. No one else on Love and Hip Hop did that.
Yeah, nobody else did that. But like her timing was so perfect. Like we were in a stage phase where like, okay, half people like Nicki, half people don't, but like she came out, her song was catchy, and like she just blew up after that. But
she used Love and Hip Hop what it was for.
I mean, she used it as
most people use Love and Hip Hop to go in there and talk about their baby mamas, baby daddies, drama. Oh, I'm about to make a hit record, but I don't have a hit record. No, she actually used it.
But like, you know, it's unfortunate. Like, I mean, you know, I said people the other day, like Black culture, we're always beefing with each other. The other cultures don't do that. Like, you don't see, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you see some beefing, but you don't see, you know, Katy Perry.
It's not reality. They don't have reality shows.
Damn near every rapper that come out beef with somebody at some point. You know what I'm saying? It's not like just come out and make good music and move around. You almost got a beef where you ain't really a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Common was beefing with Ice Cube, which was crazy to me.
If the women ain't coming out half naked twerking, you're not really a woman rapper. That's what they all doing. Rhapsody, a great woman MC, gets no love because she ain't out here bouncing ass like everybody else.
Young and May, the same thing.
Same thing.
She can spit.
Young and May, hard.
Yeah,
man.
I definitely agree with that.
There ain't not, bro. There's not a female on the mic spitting raw bars. And I'm talking, and that's Nicki included.
You would have to
bar for bar. Nicki is not touching
for bars like Young and May is spitting. You would have to go to battle rap to get those type of bars, like Jazz the Rapper and those type of.
Like
you have to go there, but in the industry, like if you put them in a cipher, MA would. She
look at what's her name. She came out on Jermaine Dupri's show, Rap Game.
Lotto.
Yeah, Lotto.
16-year-old little girl, like wholesome, wearing baggy TLC type style clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Spit.
Now she was spitting right. Now she's out here like
doing
her body, doing
She
all
can-
the same
Big
blueprint that
lie.
And
everybody
she can
else is doing.
spit too, but I think it's
Lil'
like you
Kim
say,
was
the
a bar.
exposure,
She
the
dropped
exposure
all them bars.
part.
And then she just changed her whole persona and became Lil' Kim as we know her today. And everybody followed that same blueprint. Foxy Brown. Everybody followed the same blueprint. I gotta go out here and show my body.
Yeah.
Twerk, Trina. Everybody did the same shit.
I thought Kim was like that though when she came out. Like that's
Yeah, like,
her
what-
style.
like,
She was bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I mean, like
Big,
her persona, her
yeah,
sexy.
Big was trying to turn
persona.
her into the Black Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
He was trying to turn to have that like bars, but like showing like women like you got that sex appeal
Right.
part.
Yeah.
Because we got bars with MC Light. We
Queen
got
Latifah.
bars with Roxanne Shante. We got bars with Queen Latifah.
Latifah.
Like we got those.
You gotta set yourself apart.
Set hype. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same thing with men. It's the same thing with men.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like LL was, to me, LL is literally the godfather of showing
the sex appeal.
the sex appeal along with your raps.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And capitalizing on it. That man is still capitalizing on it.
Definitely.
That like if he's LL dudes like LL, Big Daddy Kane, or even Rakim, because there's a demographic that look at Rakim that way.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? They say they doing a show like a Rock the Bells or whatever the case may be. Rock the Bells tours sell out all the time. With that era of people, that generation of people,
Lineup, yeah.
Timeless music.
It's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah, I and so on a
Married to Medicine is the worst one.
Oh
yeah, they be
yeah.
Me and Trevor was just
They
talking
do.
about that. We were just talking
And
about
Potomac.
that. I told my wife, there's no way in hell I will call people like that my friends. There's no way.
But
the way they did old girl, the bright one. Nah, the bright one with her husband. Her husband is the basketball coach.
Oh, Robin. Ron Dixon.
Dixon.
Yeah.
The way they like, man.
No, she deserves it.
Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they. So me and my wife, like, we watch it.
We watch it
like,
too.
We'll sit there and watch it. And I'm sitting there like, okay.
I don't watch anymore. I just do clips.
And I'm like, yo, like that's, and that's the thing with me and her watch it. Like we're not like super fans of these people. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, you got your character that you like or the person that you like, and it don't matter like what they do.
I do.
You'll never call them out on
Candace,
that. Whatever.
I do not like
Team
not like
Candace,
that.
Team Wendy.
Like we'll sit there and
Grand
look at the characters and be like, yo, like nah, you wrong. This one is wrong this season. This one's wrong this season. They have all done something to each other or indirectly affected or directly affected their spouses.
That chick Candace put a knife out on old girl.
It was a butter knife, but still.
But then got mad
Ashley
because
deserved it.
Old girl punched her.
Ashley deserved it.
On the other episode,
like it's weird.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then
you don't punch old girl, and Ashley deserved to get that.
And then what's her name? The one that just left, that's not on the show no more. Her dude was a lineman for the Redskins.
Oh yeah, Ashley.
No, Monique. She came out with
another reality show.
Right?
I mean, I heard the show. I don't watch it.
No,
she came out with another reality show.
But shit.
On the reunion, her last reunion.
This is the survival. We talk about the first part. All this shit comes into play.
All of this will come into play in a survival situation.
She came out with
all of it. Yes,
it's past that.
It's way
these
past
women,
that.
And they got money. They ain't regular chicks. Like
Monique brought out. It's scripted to the point where it's like, but you got to think about it too.
The fighting and shit.
By the time they get to the reunion, this is a year later.
Yeah,
so they're all back watching what's going on and hearing what they didn't hear in confessionals, like
all
how
the
they really felt
in
this situation. Now you have taken this show because all they did was bring problems onto the show that they got. Because if you listen to it, I thought we talked like we met up with each other in the past year outside the show. We were working on this, and then all of a sudden, when cameras start rolling or something go left,
we're not friends.
Like
anymore.
they all be on social media all the time talking about each other. talking about each other's husbands and
that
all
little
kids and
that
all
little
of that.
chick,
They
that little
whack. They real
that
whack.
the
for
little
that.
chick Candace is.
I like Candace.
She a fucking
My little
crybaby.
corner.
First of all,
Yeah, she cried a
I
lot.
like Candace.
she cry everything.
She cried a lot.
She cry when she wrong.
She's never won. Next.
What?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But with
that what we just talking about, that is all
coming to play
That's
with
all coming into play with the with the
Survival.
reasons as to why.
It's the because
That
I'm
ain't happening
sure
for very long.
you've seen the like Love and Hip Hop and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like so, that's what we saying. Like, not to go back to it, but we take that. That's what I'll take into consideration. Like, these women is gonna be at each other's neck sooner or later, sooner than later. I think it's gonna be the dudes is gonna be at each other's neck too, but I think it's gonna be for a different reason.
Ray J Safari,
I mean, it's gonna be for a different reason though.
Yeah.
Because Ray J and Safari would get booted out. They out the trial because they don't offer
Out
nothing.
the top. Off the dome, man.
We don't need the
Especially Safari and them
petty
rack ass
shit.
bars,
Ray J
man.
might go find the island of women. I mean, you never know. So I mean, you might bring that over here. But
Might find out of the
Gotcha.
men, but the next so let me see. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So why do the black community say free and artists? Did we talked about it? We said I think we spoke on this too.
Oh,
Why do we as the black community, I would say free and artists when we know they're associated with violence and drugs as far as like dealing in the community and stuff?
So I saw this recently happen. It wasn't free somebody. It was RIP somebody.
mm-hmm.
So
that,
I don't know if he's a rapper or what he was, but a lot of artists in the community knows him. So I kept saying RIP, RIP. I'm thinking in my head, oh, that's sad. Then someone posted an article that he got into a shootout with the police and lost. I get it. You want to say RIP because he's dead, bless his soul, but he got into a shootout with the police. There's only two options for that: going to jail for life, or he's not making it out alive.
Yeah. Definitely.
It wasn't like RIP, he was sick, RIP.
I don't think there's a second choice. I think they lighten him up. Like,
No,
exactly.
He's not leaving that.
He's not.
He's not leaving that.
It wasn't like,
Even you
okay,
surrender.
now if he was
Yeah.
sick and he died, I get it, RIP. I'm not saying don't RIP him, but he was a good dude, man. That was the homie. He stayed down. He got into a shootout with a police officer.
Man,
Like,
I don't even want to. I really don't want to. I don't even want to go here, but fuck it. I think RIP, RIH, all that shit is so misused. Like this, like when sometimes I see these, and I be knowing these dudes. Like y'all niggas was real. The dudes that I be saying like, nigga, I know what y'all was doing. There's no way you resting in peace.
oh, man, I see it a
for
lot.
real. Like, I see that a lot. I see that a lot.
You know what I'm
too.
saying? Like,
And then like if you check their obituaries,
Oh, those are the words sometimes.
Like, in the program,
The parents, man,
and
he lived a
everything.
godly life. God was on his mind.
Maybe, and you know what?
He might.
That very well may have been the case. But I don't think he got but in this shootout, I don't think he got his mind right and his heart right with God before that happened. Like, I don't know, or I just don't know.
Man, they died too young.
Growing up, I'm a drummer, so growing up, my uncle was a pastor, and I used to travel with him everywhere playing for church services, funerals, all that stuff. And when I was younger, playing and stuff like I saw like if the person who died was not saved, then they had an altar call every time. And the pastor who was preaching would always say like, "Little Johnny," you know what I'm saying? Like he was living his life wrong. He made some mistakes. Like chances are he's not gonna make it to the gates of heaven. So
I see
like
that a lot.
basically the altar call was to get everybody who was in the church who wasn't saved to not make the same mistake and
Right,
get their
right.
life right. Not the person was saved. It was like more of a celebration type thing where we just praise and worship.
I see that a lot.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
do.
Celebration of life for this person, because like when you live in your life right and doing right, like death shouldn't be something you fear. It should be, I'm saying, a celebration for the long hard life you lived, the legacy you left for the ones behind you.
Yeah.
So, I saw the skit the other day, and this dude was like, free so and so. He's like, oh, what, he in jail? What he doing? He was going through the whole
Yeah.
And he said he kidnapped the baby.
I think I seen. I know. I
and he
think
said he kidnapped the baby. He said he kept saying it over and over. He goes, man, forget that. He was on to be under the jail. Like, why are we saying free him? But it's also a thing that we do in our culture. Well, we always have like this really, really bad animosity towards police and jail in general. So anything that happens to our culture that's associated with being arrested, we automatically going. You know what I'm saying? We
need to get
try
him
to
out.
go against it. Like, oh no, free.
The only reason what made me think about this question is specifically was the Young Thug thing. Is it a Rico? Okay, so yeah. But,
Thug is definitely a Rico.
The crazy thing about the Young Thug shit is he was on $1 million worth of game. Wallow told him and his homeboys this was gonna happen, and they left there. And a couple of months later, shit hit the fan. And then you got all the artists in the hip hop world is like free Young Thug. So now it's at the point to where, like, what am I being good for? If you can go and do whatever you want to do and die, and we can RIP you, get you into church, and have this going home celebration and stuff like that. Why am I working so hard to be good for?
Somebody real fast, I'm gonna sound super dumb. Take my black card again. Somebody just tell me like in a very like quick way, what is a RICO exactly?
A RICO, it's a set of charges.
It's a racketeering. You can.
It's
like
each one is different.
Yeah, it's like, so basically everything that is wrapped in a RICO charge has everything to do with like stuff like trafficking,
embezzlement,
like trafficking, whether it be of humans or narcotics, drugs,
right?
Murder. Like
so it includes bank fraud, wire fraud,
Yeah.
kidnapping, bribery, extortion, contact murder for hire, aka hitman, loan sharking, drug trafficking.
The same thing with 6ix9ine, right?
Yeah.
But he told
with the he told on everybody. And I just looked it up. I'll correct myself.
They say it's impossible to beat a RICO charge.
Yeah,
you can, but it's impossible.
Surf got.
You're not getting out of that.
He was looking at like 32 to 40 years. He only got 5.
God damn.
Woo! They said in order for someone to violate a RICO charge,
that's some talk. That gotta be talking.
I'll leave that as speculation. I don't.
Yeah.
5 years on a RICO.
On a RICO.
Anybody except that. You can just give me that right now.
Usually how they get you is they have someone.
That's because he pleaded guilty. Now, I have never heard in my life.
Nah.
Well, even taking a plea deal is the same thing.
So a RICO charge.
It's fair, right?
That's federal. You at least doing double.
Yeah. And you just told on everybody.
You had to.
You admitting that you did it, and that means that everybody else did it as well.
Yeah. Your crew, that's part of it, right? Isn't it usually how they get you?
What?
They have somebody infiltrate. Isn't that how they usually get you?
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
No. Isn't that what happened to Young Thug and them? I thought someone infiltrated.
With 6ix9ine, that's not how.
No, but with Young Thug and them, then someone like infiltrated.
No. No.
Somebody who talked. What you call it?
Somebody talked. That's what it was.
The other artist.
Gunna. Yeah, that's what it was. Someone talked.
Yeah,
Gunna talked to get himself out. I don't know if he told on.
Yeah,
I don't know if he did like that.
So what happened with that was, Gunna, they stood Gunna up in court. Mm-hmm. The judge asked that man a series of questions. This is the audio out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She asked that man a series of questions, and the questions that she asked, all they were looking for was somebody to confirm that YSL was more than a rap label. And he gave that to him just by saying yes. Yes. So, everything they asked him, he said yes to.
So, in what we was talking about off camera, that would be labeled as snitching. Mm. Because you're in the YSL.
Yeah. Listen. or very, very, you're an associate for sure.
For sure.
I mean, that's the same question you asked me earlier, Trav. So, it's you in there, you know what I'm saying? Team 1, rap extraordinaire. What? 1, 2, 1, 2 on the microphone, checking you out, right? They bring you in there, like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can give us this information. You can go on about your business, take care of your wife, your kids. You don't give us this information, we got you for this, and you're gonna be in the jail cell. You know what I'm saying? Right? You telling me, or you gonna just take one for the street code of not snitching? Our witness wants to know.
What I would do, more than likely in that situation, because if the feds are after me, they got me.
Yeah, they know already.
There's nothing that I can say that would get me out of that situation. that didn't result in me having to uproot my family and go into witness protection. Because the people that I'm dealing with, there's a very high probability that they know my personal situation.
So that means you're not telling?
I can't.
Shit.
I can't. And here's why. And because I'm not. It's the thing of. Really, it's a gamble anyway. Because if I don't tell.
Someone's gonna come after your family.
If I don't tell, I still can't. Like I'm solid or whatever the case may be, but I'm still not there to protect my family. If I tell, chances are I still won't be there to protect my family because I gotta go sit down somewhere.
And then with those type of charges, someone's gonna be after your family.
You exactly.
So it's gonna be like, oh, you telling it?
So it's like,
how do
I balance this? Because
so that's why I was telling him it's the difference between civilian.
I'm not telling on nobody. I will weebate this situation. I'm because the people I'm dealing with, I know what they're capable of because they sent me to go do the things that I've done. Yeah. Because just like there's 50 million, they can find 50 million of me to do to my family because I didn't stand on what I signed up for. Than me actually standing up and you know what I'm saying, and
trying to be solid.
Like I'm gonna have to take that chance because if the option is if the option is you'll do 3 years here or whatever, I'm still behind walls. I still can't protect my family. So what's the best in that situation? If I'm faced with those facts, what is the best way that I can think to better protect my family? I gotta go sit the hell down. That's just what it is.
When you say sit down, you mean go to jail?
Yeah, I got to. I have to think about it like that.
I was telling you about the civilian in the street.
Yeah.
So I would say Charleston White had the perfect example. If him and his homeboy is riding in the car, his homeboy got some weed in the car, and I don't smoke weed, I don't do none of that, and we get pulled over, and his homeboy say, tuck this over here real quick. So you got an option. You can do it, or you can say, hey nigga, nah, that's not my life. I don't live that life. That's not me snitching, cause like I say, you a civilian.
That's a totally different
thing. Street dudes can't put the same rules on civilians that they put on other street dudes, cause I don't operate under the same law as you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said when I seen the dude that did the Papados thing, that robbed old dude, if it could have been anybody. Now I need to get that nigga off the streets, cause I got a wife and kids at the house. Who's to say that they not getting out the car one night and this nigga run up on them? Got to get them off the streets. Like I don't live in a hood.
If you were driving and you see a car accident, are you a witness?
If I'm driving and see a car accident,
like you see boom and hit a car, and are you gonna pull over and be the witness? Like that's what you supposed
to do. I have before. I have before.
I gotta go. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't be involved with none of that stuff. Because we're saying we're not, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the crib. You know what I'm saying?
I've definitely pulled over before. Or I've at least given my information so where they can contact me. I've done that before.
Damn.
But I've information. Like I say, hey man, look, I can't stick here, but my number, they can call me and I can verify X, Y, and Z. If I'm like headed somewhere or something like that. But like if I'm driving, we're on the freeway and I'm going 65 and there's somebody over there, boom, boom, I'm like, oh shit. Like I'm not gonna stop then.
Bless your heart, D. They might be right there. Boom. Gotta go right now. You know what I'm saying? Man. Don't let me be heading somewhere. I'm gonna be late. I gotta go for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
go.
But
pray for y'all.
So I seen a dude say this on I think it was TikTok or IG, but I don't know if it was a comedian or I can't remember who it was. But he said he asked the question is why it was a comedian. Why is black people asked to get over stuff so quickly? Like anything,
like the slavery and all that. They want us to forget about it and trying to take everything out of the.
You feel like what?
Yeah, very traumatic.
like slavery
okay.
and all that, and they're trying to take everything out of the schools.
Yeah, anything that happened traumatic to us in the past or anything, they're like, man, that was 400 years ago. You still talking about that? Or segregation, man, that was so long ago.
George Floyd situation, that didn't really happen.
But then we are constantly reminded. First, I find it crazy that we're constantly reminded of the Holocaust, and we're also constantly reminded of 9/11.
Yeah.
Which I don't have
I think 9/11 is different. I think that's a whole country thing.
I don't have an issue with it.
How is slavery not a whole country thing?
No, what I'm saying is like.
That's what I was saying.
9/11 wasn't like focused on just a certain creed of people. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just.
I get you.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
But no, I
on
mean,
that, but
well, slavery wasn't either because. I mean, with just the history of slavery, it wasn't like that. It wasn't because black people wasn't the first. We wasn't the first ones. It was Arabic slavery, sub-Saharan slave trade. It was a lot of slave trades, but the most prominent one was the transatlantic. And it's weird because we get asked to get over it quickly, right?
It's gonna make the white
But the
people feel bad.
Caribbeans is what most of the slaves is. It's only like 5% of the slaves came here. But we get asked. That's why I brought up 9/11 and the Holocaust, because the Holocaust is always
in our history
it's
books.
always talked about.
But they're trying to keep
this-
that in the history books, 9/11, all that in the history books. But they want to get rid of the, like you said, slavery, the slave trade.
I mean,
they
they
wanna
getting
call
rid
it
of
something else.
they getting rid of
The tears of what's the Trail of Tears? They're trying to get rid of that.
You know, anything
There's
that
a list of books that's banned that they don't want you to read. They don't want you to see anymore.
Texas is going hard with that.
To Kill a Mockingbird,
Right
they don't want you to read that no more. All that.
Read that.
MLK speeches is getting took out and stuff. So, but
How you feel about it?
Yes.
yeah, as an educator, especially.
Yeah, you know. So I teach math. But I will say,
they're gonna take addition out soon.
Nah, I got you. Right? They trying to figure it out last week actually. But I'll say, I'll be totally honest with you. Like, I don't think it should be eliminated, but I also think there has to be an expiration date on how many times black people use that as a scapegoat.
No. I'm not saying that. We shouldn't say.
I don't think
if
it's
I
fair.
can't get
think it's
ahead,
fair.
I shouldn't say.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair.
Well,
to use
slavery
it as,
was because
to try to validate dumb shit that we do. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like slavery is kind of like, it's probably like the most sickening thing that has happened that we know of. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I think it's a very important part of history. I think everybody should know about it. I don't think there's anything that happened worse. I think the N word is the most derogatory word in the English language. Period. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, again, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna ask y'all a question, just yes or no. Did you agree with Cat Williams? Do you think his rant was like you was cool with it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was perfectly fine.
All right, so I knew all y'all were gonna say that, right? So one of my AKAs earlier is the alien in the room. I haven't met a person yet who agreed with me when I said no, I wasn't cool with it. But I think also,
Dave Chappelle said.
Hey,
he was.
Dave.
well, I mean, I'm talking about I ain't met him, but I'm saying like I've had this conversation, like nobody agrees with me. But I also feel like, and that's also saying something too, and everybody looks at him as like the king right now, and he says he don't agree with it. But anyway, I also feel like that kind of goes to my point too. Like, as a culture, we are constantly doing like dumb, crazy stuff to each other, and so I really strongly believe that we can't expect anybody to be the example that we're not even setting for our own self. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Let's
that's
go
all.
back to the reality show and women show.
Yeah, you know what I'm
women-
saying? We're just like, we have a weird way of like, we don't like you always hear this every week. You hear somebody say, "Protect our black kings, protect our black queens." We're not even doing it our own self. So I expect anybody else to do that if we're not doing it.
So how is Cat Williams' situation not a protect? Like what is that? Because here's how I took that.
Mm-hmm. The Cat Williams thing?
Yeah, like here's how I took that, and this is why I don't have a problem with it, right? We've seen in our face what the industry does to people.
Mm-hmm.
People that buck the system,
Mm-hmm.
and how a certain section of that arena doesn't seem to face those issues in the same like that, and they're working under the same system. Now, in the Cat Williams situation, he can't. First of all, him exposing things is not a new thing.
Yeah.
He came in the game doing that.
He's done it before.
He's done it on stage. He's done it in interviews. Now, in this particular interview, one, Cat Williams is not a proponent of social media anyway. Cat pops up, does a live or two, and he just disappears. And then you don't know Cat Williams is out and about until he shows up at the next comedy concert in your town. You're like, oh snap, Cat Williams in town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that. And in the interviews that he has had from a plethora of people, and the Willie D. No, I'm talking about before this. You can't find one Cat Williams interview for real where he is outwardly talking about the three main people that he's talking that he went at, which is Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, and Ricky Smiley. This is post his after
his writing notes.
Yeah, just at the now when he was going at these people in the beginning, you feel what I'm saying? Like there was an active situation going on
with the comedy thing.
With the comedy thing and and everything like that. But in recent years, you can't tell me you have seen a Cat Williams interview where he's talking about these people unprovoked.
That's the whole reason he went on there.
But these three people, at 3 separate times, have gone out their way during their interview to say something in derogatory or something and not in a not so negative, not so positive light about this man. So when it gets to the point
that you're fed up,
because we all have a breaking point.
Yeah.
We all have one, so we're not gonna sit there and play that game. I am a firm believer of I will deal with you how you decided to approach me.
Yeah.
So if it's all right with you and everybody was quiet as church mouses, when you were saying whatever you were saying about me, about whatever role you were supposed to be for yours, and X, Y, and Z, say I was on drugs, call me delusional, and all this different type stuff, because I'm the type of person that you ain't heard me say nothing. You ain't heard me respond to nothing that y'all been saying. Y'all, I'm out the way. But then when I finally say, "Oh no, this is the line right here," because now you're talking about something that literally changed my life, and you're saying that wasn't meant for me. Oh, I'm going to address. I have every right to address you on the platform that you addressed me on. You and your homeboys. Not hearing.
All right, cool. Watch this. I can't wait. Yes, sir. I'm waiting for this. Cool. All right, drink your tea.
He got notes.
Nah, this guy, you know what I'm saying? I got perspective. So I'm gonna say this. One, we all podcasting here. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I think we all can agree with is sometimes we do interviews.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think what happens is, see, the way it used to be was a celebrity would go to this platform and they would have a media package. Mm-hmm. These pictures can be used for flyers. These questions can be asked. These questions cannot be asked, right? If you don't do that nowadays, you give that person on that platform free range to ask and divulge to whatever topic they want to get into. Mm-hmm. So when they go to Shannon Sharp's show, Shannon Sharp is trying to get his podcast where we want to get ours at right now. He's trying to get up there. So he's gonna ask.
No, he does.
I'm saying at that point. I'm saying at that point though.
Yeah.
He's trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna ask whatever is hot, whatever he wanna, whatever. So he asked them these questions about Cat Williams, and they answered the questions. If somebody asked me, if somebody asked me a question like, "Oh, this," like I'm gonna either answer it or I can just say I don't want to talk about it. But they're answering the questions that they were asked. Now, and the other side of that is one thing I always tell people all the time, and I think y'all do the same thing. When somebody comes to your house, this is your house.
Yeah.
Y'all control what happens in your house. Mm-hmm. Y'all control the
conversation,
room, right? Mm-hmm. You dictate where we're going on this road trip. Mm-hmm. Definitely over at this mic guitar, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying with me? Like Shannon Sharp lost that interview for the first hour. Listen, for the first hour,
he's not an interviewer.
He lost that situation. For the first hour, he just sat there holding a cup of alcohol, and Cat was going off. And I'm gonna say this too. Like, for example, right? I'm not a fan of this at all. Shannon Sharp had all them other guys on his show prior to Cat.
Mm-hmm.
He asked them whatever questions he wanted to ask. They answered the questions, right? Y'all have me on y'all's podcast right now. I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. Let's say next week, y'all have Brian on y'all show. In my mind, I would like to think if Brian came in here and he was just bashing D. Jones, talking crazy about D. Jones, like, I would like to think that y'all would control the room and say, like, hey, he didn't do that to you when you came. We're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Shannon Sharp even said it on that interview. He said, I ain't going to be able to have no more comedians on my show. All them comedians he had on his show, Cat went and bashed them. And now, I told people this all the time. They're like, nah, Shannon Sharp, #1 podcast. Now they dragging his ass through the mud. Because after all this shit settled down, they dragging him. They're like, man, he shouldn't have did that. Like, there's a lot of people who have already said they refuse to go on his show.
Yeah.
Like, all that stuff. Because all that good clickbait, all that good exposure ain't always the best when you're trying to build a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might be #1 now, but at the end of the day, you are a black man who you want to have other black celebrities on your show. If you have a list of people saying, I refuse to come, that shit spreads. And with Cat Williams, at one point in time, I totally agree. He was the hottest thing cooking. Whatever moves he made or didn't make is his own fault. And also, when he fought the little 7th grader, they was trying to cancel his ass. When he was doing this, they was trying to... Cat Williams had a whole resume and shit he was trying to get canceled for by our own black people. Now, when he do this shit, everybody want to celebrate him. We gotta pick a side. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he can't be forgiven, but it's like, damn, 2, 3, 4 years ago, y'all ready to get him the fuck up out of here.
I don't recall people trying to cancel him for him getting into that fight with that child or that 14-year-old.
I think he got clowned.
Like, he got clowned for that. Like, you can't cancel somebody. You can't cancel somebody for getting their ass whooped. Like,
maybe cancel is the wrong word, but it definitely was like some dumb shit.
Well,
like,
yeah, but it was, like, I'll take, like, one of the people that had something to say about it was Charlamagne. And what Charlamagne was saying, he was like, why was you out there playing with them anyway? And I'm like, why would he not be? If that's what he's been giving you this entire time, the type of person that goes to towns and wants, and really, and
be with the community.
Be with the community. You feel what I'm saying? Because of how he came up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to feel like, what's the one thing that our generation, the generations before us, and probably even now, when it comes to people that we have followed or wanted to emulate or whatever the case may be, man, like, it'd be nice to, meet that person, or like what it would be like to X, what it would be like to X, Y, and Z, and then you finally get one that prides themselves on being involved in whatever community he's in.
But you don't think it's wrong for like to not be the, like, to do what you just said, to not be the example? Like, why are we even allowing the situation to get to a point where you're trying to fight a 14-year-old kid?
He wasn't trying to fight the 14-year-old kid. If you look at the video, the 14-year-old, he's walking away.
No, he's standing against the wall, and he swung and punched him.
Yeah, like the boy is in his face, like in a minute.
We just got to talking about that.
No.
How big these kids.
But I mean, T. But listen, if a 14-year-old, just be real,
I'm moving him out of my face.
I know, but listen, if a 14-year-old boy walked up more,
I just answered your question. I'm moving him. If he's in my vicinity like that, and if I'm back here.
But I'm saying, but how are you moving out your face? Like, are you going to move? Like, are you going to like, come on, man, move?
If I'm actively walking away from you, and now you have cornered me, I only know one direction that's forward. However, I got to move you out. I'm mushing you. I'm grabbing you. I'm doing something. I don't care. I do not care. If you put yourself in a man's position, because you know how, especially black little boys, when we get to a certain age, we really start feeling ourselves. I know we've all been there.
We was talking about that right before you got.
You know what I'm saying? We have all been there. I got a son. My son, at any given point, if he puts himself in a position later on in life when he forgets that he's my son and I'm his father, that he's approaching me like I'm one of your peers or somebody that you don't know on the street, and I'm trying to get around him like, yo, son, move. All right, man, go on about your business. Little boy, go on about your business. And you steady coming at me aggressive, I'm getting you out of my face.
I think it's also different, your son and then just another child.
I'm getting that child. I don't know. It's worse.
Let me what I'm saying
it's
is
worse.
Like, what I'm saying, I think it's that you are, I want to say obligated, that's not the right word, but like that's like justified. That's your child.
It's
but
still
like,
justified.
Like for me, for example, if I'm at school right now, Blue can agree with this, right? Same if it was a girl. If I'm at school right now and a 14-year-old come and slap the shit out of my face, and I feel steam come out that mug, I need to walk away, or I'm gonna be on Indeed.com.
Yes,
there's no way.
That's the point. That's the point I'm making.
Your profession is
not even necessarily that. The point is, you and Kat ended up doing what you would do with the exact same thing that Kat initially did. Walked away. That was a verbal conversation they were having. He was still walking away. Yeah, and it's athletics that they're out there playing a soccer game.
Yeah.
Jaw jacking goes back and forth all the time. You feel what I'm saying? But as you're still walking away as the adult, because you can recognize in this situation, okay, I'm getting to a point where we can go left. Hey, as educators to a certain level, we have all been there. We've all been there. Yo, little boy, hey, okay, I'm going to walk this way. The one thing that we did not have done, whether the hands were put on us as before we walked away or after, they're not walking up on us after that. Because when we walking away, we are actively separating ourselves from it. The minute the other party decides this is not over for whatever reason, and you are actively coming at me aggressive, you're not coming at me for a handshake and a hug. Mm-hmm. I'm getting you out of my face. So D Jones, I'm telling you right now, if you have a 13, 12 to 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old son, and he approaches me in that way, after I've tried to remove myself, I'm moving your kid out of my face however I got to do it.
I mean, I understand your point. You know what I'm saying? I think I definitely understand your point. I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you're the adult, you have the...
That's what
But Bing wasn't even like Bing.
It don't matter.
That's the point.
Okay, it just goes back to that
they'll
point.
Take the smallest. Brandon T. Jackson was a perfect example. They'll take the smallest nobody, and offer you a role
of a lifetime.
To get in the dress.
Who not going to get in
the and they know you struggling.
I feel
that's
like
the advantage that they have over a lot of people.
We can talk about this topic for a long, long time.
Did Marlon Wayans fall off?
No, but I think that's why I say.
Yeah, but those are that's what I'm saying. Those are choices.
You bring up, and they made those movies.
That's what I'm saying. You bring up like Tyler Perry and Madea or Wanda or Shanae or whatever. These are creative decisions based off of the person who created, like who's the focal point of the show.
Well, so you're saying like Steve from Hollywood didn't come say put this dress on. You're saying like Martin decided I'm gonna put this dress on myself.
Yes, he did. And he'll tell you that because he's playing people.
Because he saw that
he actually stole that from
own family. Another comedian used to do that on Def Comedy Down. He would come out and dress up as his sister. That's where he got the idea from. But
that's that. But that's different when you're creative and that's what you decide to do.
That's different
because you're depicting somebody from your family, but with somebody from a major motion picture studio is trying to go is giving you something that they know you wouldn't go like.
Okay, my last question then to you is this dress thing. You said what you said earlier? Demasculating, right? So if is it not the same thing when Martin decides to put it on or is asked to put it on?
No, to me, I feel like it's the same thing.
Okay.
I do.
I don't think it's the same with Tyler Perry. His is different.
Why?
Because Tyler Perry was doing that before the Hollywood came. Nobody forced Tyler Perry to do that, and that was his.
No, he asked it like, is it the same thing because of
whether he put it on,
willingly, or somebody just
asking
gave him this incentive attached to putting this on.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like it's the same thing because if you're creative like that, I get it. Hey, if you're depicting somebody in clearly his sisters were available because they were in the Bachelorette Bachelorette party episode with Jane and Pam. They were right on the side, so they were available to play those roles.
It's just I always say why don't they find an actual in the roles for like homosexual men? Why don't they actually find homosexual men to play those roles? Why you gotta find
No, it's a point that he's making. Like
if
why would I ask you to put on a dress when I can find a homosexual man to put a dress on? That's what
that has no
or somebody that identifies
that wants to put a dress on.
Because we lose either way. You know how many people are mad right now when they found out the guy who played Mr. in the Color Purple musical was a gay man married to a Hispanic man?
Well, I mean,
half the black community was pissed off about it.
When?
I don't even know
about the new one.
Yeah.
I thought people been on that. They didn't know that.
But when they realized the guy who played Mr. When they realized that, like half the black community pissed off.
In the new Color Purple.
They also be mad that you know what I'm saying that they talking about how they shouldn't have picked Fantasia to play because she can't act. Like, we can't win. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big deal for Fantasia to be in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? We can't. Everybody talking shit.
Taraji too.
Everybody saying, why Taraji singing? She's not a singer.
She
God
can
damn. Like, she can sing a little. She can hit a couple notes. She ain't tone deaf. She can't. They can't win.
Shit, Taraji going through.
Then they also got mad that I was literally in the theater. Saw a woman get up and walk out as soon as Fantasia and Taraji kissed.
I swear to God, me and my wife went, and we was the only ones in there. We started with like 5 people.
And
everybody
walked
got
out as soon as they saw them kiss.
That's
The lady said, "Up, I'm out." Got up and bounced.
You know what?
Damn.
I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably would have walked out too. You know, when I watch movies at the crib, a black movie, and it seems like that shit is. It has to be inserted.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be even with movies that deal with maybe adults playing kids, teenagers or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always some kind of insertions of some kind of gay shit. Like
anywhere, even
I just want to watch a straight movie.
Nickelodeon.
But that's the thing, though, dog. Like we live in a culture and society where now if you don't, I ain't even say like be a part of the community, but if you don't like accept it. Like if your livelihood is this avenue and you don't accept this thing that's inserted in this avenue, you're not gonna make your money. So now what do? When we said earlier as men, I gotta protect and provide for my family. If I'm into movies and they offer me a role where they're saying, hey, we gotta put some gay stuff in this movie, and you say no, well then they start making calls. Oh no, he said no. So now you out here trying to do Old Spice commercials and to get some funds. That ain't paying the same as these movies.
Okay.
Would you respect that more?
I respect the person getting, again.
It can't be about money.
What do you mean when you say like playing the gay person? You saying like being in the movie with the gay people?
Like would you be able to play the role of a gay dude?
Who? What was was Denzel Washington gay with Tom Hanks in Philadelphia or no?
I have never seen that movie.
Damn, and I'm from the city. I ain't seen that.
Oh, I mean, I know.
Yeah, I know. I've heard about, but that's not. Yeah, playing a scene with somebody who's playing a homosexual person is not the same thing as you playing that person. It's not, because I don't like it because in that sense it's like it. I've worked with you're at work. You feel what I'm saying? You're essentially at work. What they decided to do, you know what I'm saying, has really nothing to do with you. You feel what I'm saying? But what you decide to do definitely has something to do with you. And there's always going to be a thing, and it's confirmed by white people in Hollywood, black people in Hollywood, that's how it goes.
It's not. Cat didn't say nothing that wasn't already known. It's just because it's Cat.
Just because it's Cat, and people already feel like, oh, he's the person like, man, I can't believe he's saying what everybody else is thinking, and you can't say you ain't never thought about it or wondered or speculated. He's just saying, and it's him, and people already deemed him crazy because who comes out just doing that?
They did the same thing. They did the same exact thing to Dave Chappelle. The same exact thing.
But also, again, Dave Chappelle didn't agree with this thing at all.
Okay, so
no, he didn't agree with some of it. He didn't say all of it. It was just some.
His overall stance was, why you tearing our black people down?
Yeah.
I don't think he tore them down. I think he called bullshit.
Okay.
And that's just what it is. And that's the one thing. And I'm gonna end it on this. Black people don't like to be called on their bullshit.
I feel like,
especially by us.
I'm gonna get my thoughts on this. We can talk about this for hours and days and minutes and seconds. We don't have enough time.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, say your last thing.
I ain't gonna sleep. T1 just said, black people don't like to be calling their bullshit. But fine, call them out on their bullshit, right? I saw somebody put a post the other day. They said last year the number one word used from black people was narcissist. This year, let's make an accountability. So if we're gonna call people out on their BS, then can we also celebrate them and do good? Because we don't. That's my point.
Who
we don't celebrate.
We celebrate.
Again, I just made 3 points. They killing Fantasia for an opportunity she got. They killing Taraji for an opportunity she got. These are black people.
Yeah, but you're not speaking for the majority.
Yeah, we talking about like even with the Cat
we all know that we all know black people have a crab in the bucket mentality. We always put each other down.
Have you ever thought about this?
Yeah, but we only associate that with a certain demographic within the demographic.
Yeah, because white people do it too.
Was John Moran stupid for what he did?
Of course.
What?
Yeah.
What? About what?
He was white stupid.
Both times.
Good shit.
Yeah, he was white stupid.
I'm asking.
He's still
I just want to know.
just doing anything like that. I think he's
Nah,
just
John Moran.
treading
It's and he definitely got held accountable for it.
So like and there was a certain demographic of people
That didn't see nothing wrong
small
with it.
select that didn't see nothing wrong with it, but the majority was like, "Y'all niggas, you tripping." So if they're celebrating, and then when he came back on the court, he was celebrated.
And then he did it again.
And he doing this shit to the crowd.
And then they
That's
called
a
him out
dance.
like, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Next
We
week,
can't-
shoulder hurt.
But you know what? What's crazy
Yeah.
before we with the dance? John Moran got drugged for doing that dance.
What
The
other
white
kid
dude
did.
in Texas,
Yeah, he
the
did
quarterback,
Did the same
nobody said
dance.
shit.
Nah, but it's just
Yeah,
that's in New
because
Orleans.
it's
then.
like you're a repeated
You have a
offender.
resident
You
of
still
shit.
doing
Yeah.
this type shit.
It's called
You're a
stink.
repeat offender. That's just
Yeah.
like when Johnny Manziel was under them investigations for taking money when it was frowned
Doing
upon.
that shit.
And then when he got
Yeah.
when he got away with it, he's doing this at his celebration.
Mm-mm.
It's just not a good look.
It's
You see
not.
Josh Gordon score a touchdown like this?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look.
Yeah.
It's just a
That's
bad
a perfect
look.
example. Yeah,
You
you
see
can't
Josh
do
Gordon
that shit.
touchdown.
What's somebody do
Man,
that?
bad
that
look.
shit?
But what's not a bad look is you guys tuning into the Well You Ask podcast because we are one of the hottest podcasts in the city. But we have another hot podcast in the city joining us, Mr. D. Jones, aka Mr.
Well, all right.
from the F This Mic.
Could talk. I'm not
Could.
confused. You can. I just want to say I appreciate y'all, man. It's always a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all family for sure. Love vibing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I know the weather kind of prevented us from doing this sooner, but you know, anytime y'all need me, man, I'm here.
I'd rather y'all stay warm than get out in the cold.
Yeah, this
It was
Texas-
freezing last
Texas shit's
week.
crazy. Man.
Any shout outs, thank yous you want to give out? Let people know again where they can tune into your podcast.
Yeah,
'cause
shout
we
out to all the mic
definitely tune in.
talkers. You know, old and new. You know what I'm saying? We go live every Sunday and Wednesday. Not tomorrow though. But definitely just everybody who supports If This Mic Could Talk. No matter who's in the room, I truly appreciate that. And to all the haters, man, I appreciate y'all. I know it's so cliche to say that, but you know, y'all motivate me, keep me pushing. I say to y'all, stay tuned because it's more loading. So thank you.
Mic talkers, are we the Well You Askers? Always
No, we're not doing that.
Go ahead, give us your
I
shout
don't think we
out.
gotta go.
Just you know what? Shout out.
That's Ebonics like a mother.
Shout out to my family, my podcast teams, my fight team, and just everybody that supports everything that we got going on. My training business, the whole nine. Just everybody appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the fam, my wife and my kids. Shout out to my mom and my sis. Shout out to everybody who tuned in, man. Make sure y'all share, man, subscribe, and follow us on all platforms, man. We on all platforms. Where You Ask podcast.
When we get to 500,
yeah, we're gonna do a good
on YouTube.
a giveaway when we get to 500, man. We got some stuff. We got some stuff set up. We also want to give a shout out to people that don't support us and think we're not doing a good job. Fuck yeah. Also, shout out to Live 5 Studios, man, dropping some dope interviews, man. Dope interview coming with Black Mexico. I would say that's my Cat Williams. My Cat Williams.
it really was. It really was.
It's gonna be.
He didn't drop no names, but he fought a couple people.
Yeah. It's a couple of people out there that we're probably gonna feel some type of way about it. But hey, look,
And
man,
he ain't getting
it's a
booked any
discussion.
show. He let's just say he's not getting booked on any shows because they can't. A lot of people scared to perform on the same
Yeah.
stages.
But
and-
so I mean, he's starting to do his own shows now. He's starting to put his own shows together. There's more money into it. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to everybody out in the interview, man. Shout out to my podcast team. 2024, man. We definitely about to step the game up, especially with the guests that we coming on. So if you hit us up, man, don't get offended if we reject you, man. We just trying to elevate, man.
And we slowly progressing. Audio, check. Our
Yeah, get
visuals,
the visuals and stuff.
check. We
Man.
getting there,
Merch.
so.
The merch is about to come in. I'm about to get some stuff together for us. I found a website that we can use to get the logos and stuff. So we about to get some merch out so we can start passing some stuff out, man. And yeah, man, we in y'all face all 2024, man.
What you got, Blue?
Shout out to everyone who supported us. First, shout out to our guests. D. Jones, thank you for being a guest on our show. We love having you on our show, especially people in the podcast world that support each other. My podcast team, we couldn't do this without you. My U3 radio team, we have something coming soon. I know we're supposed to relaunch in January. We will launch in March, April, May, June, July. We will launching soon. We have a cipher loading. Shout out to our sponsor, Saytown Hip Hop. He just dropped the playlist of the week real fast. On that playlist, we have people like Boss Trip, Fortray, Miss JoJo, Cheddar, Rich Greedy, Deshaun J, and Young Shooter, plus more. Go ahead, check out that playlist on Spotify. Saytown Hip Hop. Saytown Hip Hop. Check them out.
Oh, Boss Trip got a pod. They got a podcast.
Everybody in them I want a podcast. We ain't talking about him trash anyway. Shout out to us. We can do this without you guys, the supporters, the haters, like he said. At 500, we have a special giveaway. 500 subscribers on YouTube. Like, subscribe. Shout out to our camera people. We love you guys. You already know who I am. I am your girl. 2024, I'm coming by Baby Blue Diamond. 2024, I'm your girl, Baby Blue Diamond. No more
DJ?
DJ Baby Blue Diamond. But no more BBD. I'm DJ Baby Blue Diamond.
Man, ain't nobody called you out, man.
I'm just saying. We giving it
It's your boy
up.
D, a.k.a. Mr. Live and 5
It's the
himself.
one, man.
And we out.
Peace. I'm just saying, we got to give that up.
Ain't nobody called you that.
Nah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. You brought it
I'm just
back
saying.
up because